Mary's beat the Wildcats in the 3A third place play or 2A play third place play-in game. At midcourt to jump is JJ Yearout. He'll be jumping up against the number, I've got to get a roster in front of me for the Wildcats. Number 24, it is Ty Cheney. 43-inch vertical, I believe it is, for JJ. St. Mary's will control the opening tip. And the Lumberjacks will get the first shot off. Yearout misses that shot. Trying for the putback was Gustav. He missed it, and the rebound went to the Wildcats. Kellogg works it on the right wing. Now back, well, they were in the corner. Now to the wing to Cheney. Now to the corner. Vindasius, I believe, drives to the into the lane, kicks the ball back out to Coburn. Coburn's going to be fouled. They're going to get a push against St. Mary's, and an early foul on Yearout. Common opponents, both teams have played Kendrick. The Wildcats lost by a score of 67-30 to the Tigers. St. Mary's beat the Kendrick Tigers 58-52 in overtime. Wildcats all stacked up on the blocks. Inbound pass, left wing or left corner up to the wing now. Trying to drive it in, going to get a steal by Barta. St. Mary's back the other way. Sloper drives from the right side, swings over to Yearout. Yearout leaves the shot short. Rebound is taken by the Wildcats. Lumberjacks looking a little rusty early on, possibly. Wildcats have the ball up top. It is Porter Lewis. Swings over to Cheney, now to the right wing to Taylor. Taylor must have checked in very quickly in the opening minutes. Back up to Lewis, now into the hands of Honorlaw. Right wing three on the way by Taylor is no good. Rebound to Yearout. Bringing it down the right side is Barta. Barta works from the right wing, signaling the play to his offense. Works it still to the right side. Kicks it over to Sloper. Sloper to Yearout. All the way across court to Barta. Barta get left open. Three off the mark. Rebound to Ribrick. St. Mary's will reset the offense. Yearout again, left side. I've watched him knock down deep threes like that. That one won't go for him, though. Rebound to Gustav, and Gustav is able to put it in. First score of the game goes to the Lumberjacks, 2-0 with 6:13 to go in the first. Kellogg brings it down the floor. Taylor controls it across the timeline. Gustav out on him. St. Mary's looks to be in a man defense. Three-pointer on the way from the corner. It is the number 21 of Porter Lewis knocking down the three from the left corner. And they'll take the lead. St. Mary's trying to get a pass down the floor. I think that was Barta, and an unforced turnover against St. Mary's. Kellogg leads it 3-2. Taylor brings it down the floor. Gets it across timeline immediately to the left side. Hands it off to Vindasius. Vindasius works up top, back to Taylor. Taylor still left side of the floor. Back to the right side. Cheney gets his pocket picked by Barta. They get it ahead to Yearout. Yearout left corner. Tries to drive baseline, gets his pocket picked, and the Wildcats will take it the other way. Over to the corner. Vindasius, no, that's not Vindasius. That was Honorlaw, and he's going to throw it away out of bounds. Turnover on Kellogg. Score still 3-2. 5:23 to go, first period. Lumberjacks trail the Wildcats by one. A little bit of backcourt pressure coming from Kellogg. Up to Yearout. Cross court back to Sloper. Now back to the middle to Barta. Back ahead to Yearout on the left side. Yearout's just going to take it himself. Drives, and we're going to get a blocking foul, I believe, against Kellogg. That foul will go against the number, did they say 4?
4.
I don't have a 4 on either of my rosters for the Wildcats, so I'm not sure who that is. Nope, they've got to get it corrected. I don't think there is a 4. 10. So the foul goes against Drayden Taylor. Lumberjacks inbound from baseline. Gonna get it to Barta, left wing. Barta back out to Ribrick. Ribrick for three, knocks it down. You can't leave Ribrick outside by himself. You may think he's just a post player, but he can knock down the long ball as well. Lumberjacks reclaim the lead 5-3. Wildcats have the ball up top. Honorlaw back over to Taylor. Now Honorlaw cutting into the lane. He's guarded by Sloper. Gets up and puts the shot up and good over Sloper. We got a tie ball game, 5 apiece. Sloper has it across the timeline. He's being guarded closely by Honorlaw. I know the Wildcats are probably going to put a lot of pressure to try to keep Year Out quiet tonight. And a bad pass by Barta trying to look to Gustav, and that one's going to be thrown away. Lumberjacks making a substitution here, and after a couple of bad passes by Jack Barta, he will go out. Checking in for him is his brother, Brock Barta. And the Wildcats will bring it down. Taylor controls it, works it over to Porter Lewis. Back to the top to Honorlaw, now back to Taylor. Taylor working left side. Now to the free throw line. Shot up, no good by Cheney. Also checking in for the Lumberjacks was Jackson Harold, and I'm trying to see who went out. I think it was Year Out. Three-point shot by Sloper was no good. Rebound to the Wildcats. Wildcats have it in the corner. Shot on the way from three-point range. Knocking that one down is Porter Lewis. Wildcats retake the lead, 8-5. Marcus Speakman getting ready to come in for the Lumberjacks. Gustav has it, left side, up the top to Harold. Swings it over to Barta. Barta into the short corner to Sloper. Sloper steps on the out-of-bounds line. St. Mary's will turn it over. Kind of a slow start for the Lumberjacks. Wildcats bringing it up. Taylor crosses the timeline. Gustav again on him. Tries to get it to Cheney, does. Back out to the wing to Vendasius. Now to the top of the key. Offensive foul on the Wildcats as an illegal screen gets Brock Barta to the ground. And that foul goes against number 24 of Cheney. Isaiah gets a breather. Checking back in for him was Year Out. Brock Barta controls it. Skips it to Harold. Down to the corner to Year Out. Year Out pump fake. Gets left alone. Slams it home from the baseline. That was a contested dunk, and Year Out bangs it in. 7-8. Lumberjacks still trail. Through contact is Porter Lewis, who puts it up and good. I'm really surprised there wasn't a foul call there because he split two Lumberjack defenders to get in there. That ball's going to be poked away, stolen by the Wildcats. Turnover on Speakman. And coming back the other way, we're going to get a foul. Oh, offensive foul. Jackson Harold stands in there and takes the charge. The foul will go against Drayden Taylor, I believe. No, actually, yeah, Drayden Taylor picks up the foul. That is his second. I wasn't sure St. Mary's was going to get the call on that one because it looked like they slid into position almost a little too late. 10-7, St. Mary's trails the Wildcats, 2.5 to go in the first period. Bringing it down is Brock Barta. Student section getting loud for the Lumberjacks. Brock has it just across the timeline. He's guarded by Vendasius. Swings it over to Harold. Harold left side. Now he takes it to the top of the key. Hands it off to Year Out. Year Out thought about a long three for a second. Decided not to. Ball poked away. Gets picked up by Harold. And Barta back in control. Lumberjacks slows down their offense a little bit, but they've got 10 on the shot clock. JJ's going to drive into the lane. Kicks it to an open Gustav, who lays it up and good. It's been a long break over Christmas break for the Lumberjacks. I think they just need to get the rust knocked off and get back into a flow of things. 10-9, St. Mary's trails, 1:54 to go in the first. Wildcats have the ball up top. Honorlaw controls it, swings over to the corner to Taylor. Right side, Taylor going to be fouled. I think it was a long two, and I think the foul goes against Marcus. Second foul against the Lumberjacks. We'll see. I think he was inside three-point range. Looks like Ty Cheney getting set to check back in. Taylor to the free throw line, knocks down the first one. Makes it a 2-point lead for the Wildcats at 11-9. Ty Cheney checks in. Vendasius, that's 21. That's Porter Lewis back in. I think it was Vendasius sitting down for the Wildcats. Taylor lines up the second free throw and bangs that one home. And it'll be a 3-point lead for the Wildcats. Ty Cheney checks in for Taylor. And I think I've got the lineup for St. Mary's right down there. Lumberjacks haven't played a lot of games with a deficit. I mean, they did against, and this isn't a big deficit, but Sandpoint was the largest deficit they faced. Going to get Barta driving. His shot will be blocked by the Wildcats. Kellogg will get the rebound, but they'll turn it over as they were on the out-of-bounds line, on the baseline. Brock Barta comes out. Jack Barta checks back in. Jackson Harold comes out. I did something in my settings on my stats, so now it shuffles all my players up, and I'm not used to it doing that to me. St. Mary's will inbound from baseline with 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Up to Sloper. Sloper to Year out, right wing, or left wing. He's going to drive the lane. Lots of contact, and the layup won't fall in for him. Ball is tipped around, and the Wildcats pull down the board. Porter Lewis brings it up for the Wildcats. Works his way to left. Gets the ball out to Coburn. Coburn drives the lane and puts it up and good. Nice move by Coburn. 14-9. St. Mary's trails by 5. And I don't know how Isaiah Gustav got left alone, but he drove in from the left side with not a person defending him. Laid that up and in. 14-11 Wildcats. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Kellogg as number 1, Colburn, got the ball kind of poked away from him, lost it, was stuck in the backcourt for a second. So with 53 seconds on the clock, the Wildcats take a 30-second timeout. Fast pace so far.
For sure.
14-11, St. Mary's trails it. Started off a little bit rough for the boys. Again, that student section being nice and loud here this evening. I almost expected a little bit bigger crowd being the Kellogg Lumberjack game, but still a pretty decent crowd here. Kellogg will bring it down. 51 on the clock. Obviously, they got the shot clock. Speakman is, okay, he never went out. Kellogg has it, right side. They're going to drive. Shot is up, no good, and a foul against St. Mary's. That looks like it's going to go against Isaiah. Coach Chase didn't look like he quite agreed with the call. That'll send the 22 of Honor Law to the free throw line, where he makes the first one. 4-point lead for the Wildcats. I think it's just about the largest lead of the night. Checking in for Kellogg is Andrew Lewis, the 5'9 senior. Honor Law lines up the next one. That one back iron, no good. Speakman gets the rebound. Speakman gets his legs cut out from underneath him, and then he gets the travel called on him. Coach Chase is asking, how is that not a foul if he's being undercut when he's coming down for the rebound? Speakman's going to come out. Checking in for him is Ribrick. And coach is kind of laughing with the ref. I mean, I'm not the ref, and I don't know the rules 100%, but they definitely took his feet out from under him. Going to get a three-point shot from Lewis from the corner. No good. Rebound to Sloper. Lumberjacks will take it the other way with 29 on the clock. I think they can play for the last shot here of the period. Jack Barta has it. Gets it to Gustav. Gustav hands it off to Ribrick. Ribrick back over to Barta. Now they look to Sloper, short corner, left side. He's going to work his way into the lane. Shot is missed. Got his own putback. Count the bucket and a foul. Good job by Sloper to stay with it. The foul goes against the number 1. That is Colburn. Year out will come out. Jackson Harold comes in. Free throw shooting for Sloper 70% on the season. And he knocks down the free throw. Cuts the lead to 15-14 for the Lumberjacks, trailing with 5 seconds to go in the first period. Taylor trying to work around Harold. Harold sticks right to him. 3-point shot by Honorlaw, no good. And that's how the first period comes to an end with St. Mary's trailing the Wildcats 15-14. We'll be back.
Fall is coming and, of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back, and I've got to get my... Something didn't change there when I changed it to the second period. 15-14, Kellogg leads. They'll start the second period with possession. Inbound to Honorlaw, trapped up against the sideline, gets it out to Lewis. Lewis back to Honorlaw. He's in the corner right side, working against Sloper. Tries to pass it inside, but there to pick it off is Year out. Going to get the ball down inside. We get a foul. I think the foul goes against Kellogg. And that one goes against Caden Honorlaw. And it's a shooting foul, so it sends Barta to the free throw line. Jack is 70% on the season from the charity stripe. I think it was Potlatch. He shot 91% from the charity stripe. Actually, it might have been Kendrick. It might have been the game here. Knocks down the first one, ties the game up, 15-all. St. Mary's a chance to take the lead here, and they will do so. 16-15 with the two free throws from Jack Barta. Pressure in the backcourt from St. Mary's, building that defensive pressure back into the hands of Lewis. Lewis sets up the offense between the circles. Swings it over to Vendasius. Back to the top to Lewis. Now back to Vendasius. Thought about a three. Sidesteps the defender. Triggers the three. The shot is no good. Rebound tipped out by Sloper. That's who I'll credit the rebound to, as he tipped it to Barta. Sloper's going to drive into the lane, and he's going to make a nice strong move and put that ball right up and over the rim. 18-15, St. Mary's with a three-point lead. Kellogg working in the backcourt. St. Mary's with the pressure in the backcourt. Kellogg gets it across. Back to Lewis, now to Cheney, left side. Drives under the low post, shot no good. Rebound to Ribrick. St. Mary's will take it the other way. I think last game, Ribrick finally had his first double-double of the season. Gonna get it to Barta up top, works his way to the left corner. Now he drives baseline, kicks it to the top to Sloper. Sloper with the quick three. No, Mala thought that was gonna be good. Just off the rim, left side, pops out, rebound goes to the Wildcats. 18-15, St. Mary's leads it, 6:20 to go in the half. Lewis to Honorlaw, now to the corner to Coburn. Coburn on the right side, he's gonna drive, tries to kick it in, gets deflected, but the Wildcats able to keep possession. Lewis on the missed three, Coburn with the rebound. And I think that was a steal by Barta, was it? I didn't see it. I'll call it a steal. I didn't know if it was a block shot or a steal. St. Mary's going to try to force that pass inside. It's going to be deflected out of bounds by Lewis. So St. Mary's will keep possession. Big substitution for St. Mary's. They 3 in, 3 out. Speakman checks back in. and I think it was Brock Barda. Lumberjacks have it right corner. Year out, working against Honor Law. To Speakman up top. Speakman kicks over to Sloper. Sloper in no man's land between the left wing and the block. He's going to miss the shot. A missed put back by Speakman, a missed put back by Year out, and then a missed shot after a rebound by Barda. And St. Mary's had 4 opportunities on offensive boards to cash in, and they couldn't make it happen. Kellogg with the rebound. They take it the other way. 3-point shot on the way. It's no good by Cheney. Rebound to Speakman. That's going to be a forced pass down in, deflected up in the air. Coming up with it is Speakman, and Speakman able to make it happen. I'm going to give Year out the assist on that, even though it was intended to Gustav. Wildcats back the other way. Kellogg trailing by 5, 20-15. Honor Law into the paint underneath. Gonna get a pass to Cheney, but a turnover. I think they called a travel there on Honor Law underneath. Xavier's gonna get a breather. Jackson Harold checks back in. 4:39 to go in the half. 20-15, St. Mary's with the lead. Brock Barda brings it down, calling for Harold to come out a little bit. Harold gets it on the right wing. Now to Gustav. Gustav, right wing. Back to the top to Barda. Now to Harold. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Coach Chase real quick. Quick 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 20-15, St. Mary's leads. We'll be back.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
And we are back. St. Mary's with the inbound pass after the timeout into Gustav. 4:20 to go in the first half. St. Mary's leads at 20-15. Year out, left wing. Wildcats putting some in-your-face defense on JJ. They don't want him to be the main factor for this, but JJ drives baseline and lays it up and in anyways. 22-15, St. Mary's with the lead. Wildcats have the ball. Lewis to Cheney. Cheney driving baseline. Puts that up and in. 22-17. Now Gustav driving the other way, and Gustav puts it up and good. I think that was Year out with the assist. Again, that looked like earlier when Gustav just sprinted down the field for the court from the left side and got open. So Kim Stayen, the freshman, in for the Wildcats. Honor Law trapped in the left corner, right wing, short corner. Now back to Cheney. Cheney steps around Speakman. Shot is up, no good. Rebound to Gustav. Gustav to Harold. Harold to the wing, left side. He's going to try to drive, but he's going to get fouled. A little stutter step there, I think, drew the contact. That foul goes against Honor Law. I think that's his second foul. Second team foul here in the second quarter for the Wildcats. Speakman comes out. Year out gets a breather. Sloper checks back in, as does Ribrick. And also coming out was Brock Barda. Jack Barda back in. Coach Chase making substitutions fairly quickly, keeping his guys fresh. Jack Barda right wing. Now cross court to the left wing to Ribrick. Now into Sloper. Sloper tries to spin around the defense, gets the ball slapped out of his hands. Ball will stay with St. Mary's. I think it was Porter Lewis who stripped the ball out of his hands there. Caden Honorlaw checks back in for the Wildcats. He'll come in for Cheney. Oops, didn't stop my clock. 24-17, St. Mary's leads. Lumberjacks have the ball. Top of the key over to Harold. Harold for three, leaves it short. Fighting for the rebound. St. Mary's can't quite pull that rebound in. It'll go over to the Wildcats. Gustav gets a breather. Checking back in is Year out. Isaiah with 8 points so far, leading scorer on the evening. Taylor, bad pass by Drayden. St. Mary's ends up with it, trying for the little alley-oop. It's not going to go for Year out as he misses. Kellogg with the rebound. Coming the other way, a block shot from Ribrick. The rebound to Sloper. St. Mary's back the other way. Looking into Ribrick in the post. Ribrick gets pushed out. He's going to take the shot. Floats it up there, won't go. That took an odd bounce for Year out. Not really an odd bounce, he just mistimed it a little bit. Couldn't quite get the put back in, and the Wildcats get the rebound. Driving is Coburn. Kicks the ball out to Honorlaw. He's going to pull up in the lane. Shot is up, no good. Going to get the rebound to Harold. Lumberjacks will push it ahead. 24-17, Lumberjacks lead with 2 to go in the half. Cross court to Sloper. Sloper working left side, spins, turns, jump shot up. It's going to rattle around and fall in for Sloper. Xavier with 7 on the night. Taylor has the ball, cross the timeline, timeout taken by the Wildcats. I think they're taking a full timeout this time. Double check before we go to break. It is a full, so it's a minute 44 to go before halftime. St. Mary's up 26-17 over the Wildcats, and we'll be back.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-202-4844.
And we are back with a minute 44 to go before halftime. St. Mary's has a 9-point advantage, 26-17 over the visiting Wildcats. Central Idaho League action here. I'm not sure if St. Mary's made any changes. I don't think so in personnel in that timeout. Kellogg has it, right wing, driving baseline. Coburn gets stood up by Sloper. They find an outlet to Lewis, back to the top to Vendasius, now to Cheney. Cheney on the right side, or left side. Back to, that's number 20, I believe. That's Desmarius, no good. 3-point range, rebound goes to Year out. And going the other way, we're going to get a foul call. I think was Year out driving for a shot. It looks like he's headed to the charity stripe. They're saying the foul goes against Coburn, his second foul. Again, Year out's first time to the free throw line, I think, tonight. 65% from the free throw line. First one, back iron, rolled over the front of the rim and popped out. Coburn checks out with 2 fouls. I think it was Honorlaw that came back in. Gustav's going to check back in for St. Mary's. Ribrick will get a breather. Year out, a chance to make it a 10-point lead here. And that one will fall through. 27-17, St. Mary's leads with a minute 22 to go in the half. Again, pressure in the backcourt from the Lumberjacks. Kellogg working it across, finally brings it ahead. JJ tries to jump a pass, can't quite get it. 3-point shot by Taylor on the way, no good. Gustav with the rebound. Sloper has it, left wing. He's going to drive. Ball's going to get tipped away. Ooh, they're going to not tipped away. I think he dribbled it off his foot. It'll be a turnover on the Lumberjacks. Sloper will come out. Going in for him is Speakman. Under a minute to go, first half. Lumberjacks again with that backcourt pressure. Kind of fall out of it. Lewis gets it across the timeline. Barta knocked it away for a minute. Again, good defense by St. Mary's. Top of the key to Cheney. Now swings it over to Honorlaw, left or right wing. Honorlaw is going to drive. He's going to, I thought he got poked in the face as well, but no call, but he does get that up and over the rim. It's good. 27-19, St. Mary's leads. Year out is going to drive all the way to the bucket. He loses the handle for a second, but they say that the Wildcats touched it. Call it a deflection on Kellogg. Colburn checks back in. I don't know if their coaches believe that the Wildcats poked that out or not, but St. Mary's, 25 seconds on the clock. Barta looking for somebody to get it into. Gets it to Gustav. Gustav in the lane. He's going to get up around his defender. Shot up, some contact. He goes to the ground. No foul called. Rebound to the Wildcats. Letting them play tonight a little bit physical. You'd expect that in this Central Idaho League matchup. Deep three on the way. No good. Rebound to Harold. Ahead to Speakman. Speakman has that shot partially blocked as he goes up for it. Otherwise, it was an easy shot, and Lumberjacks can't convert that one, so they'll finish the first half with the 9-point lead, 27-19. We'll take a break as I get all of my stats figured out, and we'll be back with a halftime report after this.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's. Bundle up for big savings at the Country Fair in St. Mary's. It's the Winter Blowout Sale. Get 50% off winter fashion, select clearance items up to 75% off, and Christmas items marked down 75%. Cold weather styles, hot deals, and limited quantities. So don't wait. Shop local and save big at the Country Fair, Main Street, St. Mary's. When it's gone, it's gone. When you gotta go, make sure you're good to go with St. Joe Potty Huts. From construction sites to community events, weddings to weekend gatherings, St. Joe Potty Huts keeps it clean, convenient, and odor-free. Local, dependable, and fast. Your restroom solution is just a call away at 208-245-4887. For clean units, quick delivery, and service you can count on, choose St. Joe Potty Huts, serving St. Mary's and the St. Joe Valley. Call 208-245-4887 and keep your event running smoothly.
Bundle up for big savings at the Country Fair in St. Mary's. It's the Winter Blowout Sale. Get 50% off winter fashion, select clearance items up to 75% off, and Christmas items marked down 75%. Cold weather styles, hot deals, and limited quantities. So don't wait. Shop local and save big at the Country Fair, Main Street, St. Mary's. When it's gone, it's gone.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
And it is halftime here at Lumberjack Gymnasium, the big Central Idaho League matchup. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's big. It's early Central Idaho League, but all league games are important. 27-19, St. Mary's with the lead. First half of action, well, first off, second quarter, St. Mary's outscores Kellogg 13-4. So the Lumberjack defense did a good job of not giving the Wildcats any good open looks. Shooting percentages, Kellogg is leading in the two-point range, 50% to St. Mary's 40%. Three-point range, St. Mary's is at 17%, Kellogg is at 18%. That's not a number you want to see if you're either coach from your three-point shooting. Overall field goal percentage is 36% for St. Mary's, 33% for Kellogg. Lumberjacks are 80% from the charity stripe. Kellogg is 75%. St. Mary's has out-rebounded Kellogg 21-12. 8 offensive rebounds to Kellogg's 1 offensive board. 13 defensive rebounds, Kellogg with 11. Fouls, St. Mary's committed 3 in the first half. The Wildcats with 7 turnovers, 8 for Kellogg, 6 for St. Mary's. St. Mary's scored 2 points off of turnovers. Kellogg hasn't scored anything yet off of the turnovers, so neither team taking advantage of the mistakes. And off the bench, we've got 2 points for St. Mary's and 2 points for the Wildcats. So fairly even numbers-wise as far as that's concerned. And since you're taking care of those individuals for the Wildcats, let's give those up real quick.
So number 1, Dalton Coburn, he's got 2 points from the field, doing decent inside. Number 10, Drayton Taylor, he's got 2 points, scoring inside. Porter Lewis, number 21 for the Kellogg Wildcats, has 2 points, he's got 1 2-point field goal and 2 threes, so he's got a total of 8 points. Number 22, Caden Hunterlaw, has got a total of 3 points. And number 24, Ty Cheney, has a total of 4 points for the Kellogg Wildcats.
All right. For the Lumberjacks, we've got Isaiah Gustav leading the team with 8 for St. Mary's. Xavier Sloper with 7. Year Out has been held to 5 in the first half. 3 points for Trenton Ribrick. That's the three-pointer he knocked down early on. Not Isaiah. Let's see here. Who else do we got? Jack Barta with 2 and Marcus Speakman with 2 as far as points are concerned. Rebounding-wise, we've got 3 guys with 4 rebounds apiece. Isaiah has 4, Sloper with 4, and Year Out with 4. Speakman with 3. Harold has 3. 2 rebounds for Ribrick and 1 rebound for Brock Barta. 3 assists for Year Out. 1 assist for Jack Barta. Steals. Jack Barta has 3 steals and 1 steal for JJ Year Out. So from your basketball background playing, what did you think or see in that first half?
In that first half, the Lumberjacks came out playing good man-to-man defense. Kellogg was able to break that down and get inside, and that's where a lot of their points have come from. There's been a few instances where number 21 for Kellogg, Porter Lewis, has been able to get a few good looks on the outside, the three-point line.
And what does St. Mary's need to do, you think, to extend this lead in the second half?
St. Mary's, in my opinion, attack the basket as much as possible, which they're doing decently well in the first half. We'll see what they come up with for in the second half. hopefully utilize every key player that can get in and get open.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job defensively on Year Out. And he's averaging 21 a game, has 5 so far, but there's been quite a few games. Well, they've only played 5, but in a few of the games St. Mary's has played, JJ didn't really start to really light it up until second half. So we'll see what plan of attack Coach Chase has to get JJ some more looks, or if we're just going to rely on the depth and the rest of the guys that we know can score, who are basically already doing that with Isaiah and Sloper right now, the 2 leading scorers. It'd be nice to see JJ get knocked down a couple of deep threes, but Kellogg has been keeping mostly the Caden Honorlaw just right up in JJ's face pretty much the whole time, not letting him get anything good from outside. By telling you which direction each team is going, and I didn't do that earlier, but St. Mary's is now going right to left on your radio dial. Again, you're listening either on 1240 AM on your radio or on our YouTube stream or on the NFHS network here in the gymnasium. Lumberjacks will start with the first possession, leading 27-19 over the Wildcats. JJ Year Out has it in no man's land along the blocks, out to Gustav. Gustav knocks down the 3 to get things going in the second half. The assist from Year Out. 30-19, St. Mary's leads it. Going to get a kick out to the right corner. 3-point shot on the way. No good for the Wildcats. They're going to tip that rebound out. But coming up with it is Barda. Barda dishes it off to Ribrick. Ribrick puts it up and good. Lumberjacks with 5 quick points here to get the second half started. Quickly up 32-19 over the visiting Wildcats. Taylor has it up top. Year Out on him. Lumberjacks look to still be in a man defense. Out to the left wing. Vindasius, jump step into the lane, dishes it off to, that's Cheney. And Cheney puts it up and good. I'm going to call that an assist. I didn't think it was close. Going to have Sloper slowly bringing it across, playing the point for the Lumberjacks here. Over to Ribrick, back around the horn, down to the corner, left side to Year Out. Year Out working against Honorlaw, short corner now to Sloper. Sloper works his way into the lane. Little jump hook shot. Can't get it to fall in for him. Rebound goes to Kellogg. 32-21. St. Mary's up by 11. Taylor, left wing for Kellogg. Looking for an outlet. Finds Honorlaw. Honorlaw up and under. Nice move by him. And a nice feed by Drayden Taylor. 32-23 Lumberjacks lead. St. Mary's open with 5 unanswered. Kellogg now 4 unanswered. Jack Barta controls it near the midcourt circle, gets it over to Sloper. Sloper working left side. Year Out, trying to get into position to get the pass into him. This time they're going to go over the top of Honorlaw. Still down in the low post. Kicks it out to Gustav. Gustav for 3. It's long. Rebound to the Wildcats. Kellogg has the ball poked away for a second. Year Out with the deflection. Kellogg able to pick it back up. Porter Lewis brings it down, gets it over to Cheney on the left side. Cheney to number 30, who I don't have. That's Vindasius. That's who I thought it was. Back to the left side. Honorlaw drives. Going to get a blocking foul. Sloper tries to get in there and get set to draw the foul on the charge. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. And they're going to say it's in the act of shooting, so that'll send Honorlaw to the free throw line. Has he been to the charity stripe?
Honorlaw has. He is 1 for 1. He's got 1 make and 1 miss.
So 1 for 2, and he makes the first one. 32-24, St. Mary's leads it. Wildcats answering back to the Lumberjacks 5-0 opening, and now the Wildcats put another free throw in. 32-25 as Honorlaw makes both of them. Bringing it down is Jack Barta. I think 7 unanswered now for Kellogg. Hand it off to Year Out. Year Out gets that open 3 look from deep. It's no good. Ball is tipped around and out of bounds. Last touched by Kellogg, as nobody could get a hold of the ball that time. As I think about 2 Lumberjacks and 2 Wildcats touched that thing before it rolled out of the baseline. JJ will trigger it in from the baseline. Out to Sloper, right wing or right corner. Takes it to the wing, gets it up to Barta. Barta to Ribrick underneath. Tries for kind of a little underhanded layup and misses it. Rebound to Kellogg. Taylor brings it down, drives it to the free throw line. Little step back jumper, knocks that one down from just about the free throw line. And Coach Chase wants a timeout as the Wildcats have gone on about a 9-point run here. And they've cut the lead 32-27. I believe it's a full timeout. And it is. So St. Mary's starts off with a nice 5-0 run, but Kellogg has now answered it with a 9-0 run of their own. So Coach Chase is wanting to gather the guys in to refocus on the task at hand here. I think this is the first time I've seen Coach use the, well, maybe they do use it every time. I haven't paid that close attention to it, but they have a nice tall bar stool type chair for him to sit on at the breaks when they take timeouts. Wouldn't expect anything less here than a tight ball game between these two teams. I always have said it, or everybody always talks about it. You could have either one of these teams coming in having the worst season ever, and you just could sit there and think, oh, we're going to blow them out, but they could be, either team could be 0-10, and the other team could be 10-0, and the game ends up being a 2-point difference at the end, and it's just a different world when you get these two teams playing each other.
You know what? And I've seen games like that.
So after the timeout, I don't think there's any subs made. St. Mary's keeps the 5 on that they had. Bringing it across is Jack Barta. Gets it to the corner left side. That's Gustav. Now to Yearout. Quickly onto him is Lewis. Yearout drives the lane. Nice layup by J.J. Yearout. 34-27. St. Mary's leads it. Porter Lewis has it. Ball gets tipped out of bounds, deflected by Barta. It'll stay with Kellogg. Kellogg will inbound from side court into Cheney. Cheney to the top to Honorlaw. Honorlaw directing traffic, works right, gets it to Vendasius on the right wing. Vendasius into the key, kicks it out to Cheney on the left side. Now back to the top. Honorlaw thought about a three, didn't take it. Gonna get it to Porter Lewis, though. Porter Lewis will knock it down from three-point range. He wasn't afraid to take that shot. 34-30, it's a 4-point ball game. St. Mary's was up by 10 at one point. Gustav has it, left wing, kicks it out to Barta, back to Yearout. Lumberjacks trying to feed the playmaker. Yearout steps through, shot is up, too high off the glass, rebound to Kellogg. Kellogg looking into Taylor. Taylor almost can't get a hold of that high pass. They get it out to Vendasius. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound goes to Yearout. Coming back the other way, we're going to get, I think the ball was just last touched by Kellogg is what that happened there. And we're getting, I think, just about a 5-in, 5-out substitution here. The only one not changing is JJ. Oh, and Ribrick. Ribrick stayed in. Brock Barta, I believe. Speakman checks in. Harold checks in. Lumberjacks have the ball to Brock, over to Yearout. Now back into Speakman. Speakman works his way into the lane, trying to free up some space. Goes up strong, can't get it to fall in for him, though. Rebound to the Wildcats. Going to get a steal by Yearout. Yearout tries to go up for the shot. It'll be no good, and he'll be fouled. Ty Cheney picks up that foul. That'll be his second foul, it looks like, according to the scoreboard. And it'll send JJ to the free throw line. 1 for 2 tonight from the charity stripe. St. Mary's had about an 8-9 point lead at half. Went on a 5-0 run to start the second half, and then Kellogg fired right back. JJ knocks down the first free throw. Wildcats check in Porter Lewis and Kim Staten. Hopefully I pronounced that properly, the freshman. He was the one guy when I was putting my roster together down here for stats that I figured being a freshman that he probably wouldn't play much, but he's been in a couple of times already tonight. Yearout second free throw is up and good. 36-30, it's a 6-point lead for the Lumberjacks. Kellogg across the timeline left side. Porter Lewis drives, kicks it out, corner three. It is short. Ball tipped around. Kellogg able to come up with it. Driving, shot is no good. I think it was a block shot by Year Out that time. Rebound by Year Out, and then St. Mary's throws it away on the other end. And I'm not sure who made the bad pass there. I'll just call it a team turnover since I didn't see who it was. Brockbart is going to check out. Jack checks back in. Oh, I still had Jack is in the game, I think. Now all of a sudden I've got too many guys in there on the floor. Who is out? Isaiah. I already have Isaiah out.
Brockbart had gone out.
Yeah, I also think, no, Landon is still in there, so I don't know. But we get a steal by Year Out. Year Out misses the layup. Rebound to the Kellogg Wildcats. Coming back the other way is Coburn. He works right side, picks up his dribble, trying to find an outlet, gets it to Honorlaw. Honorlaw drives from the left side. He lays it up and good. 36-32. Wildcats won't go away. There's going to be a foul against Kellogg, though, as Year Out tries to split the defense. Speakman comes out. Gustav back in. Oh, Year Out's going to come out as well. I didn't see who checked in for him. Sloper. Already had Sloper in. Going to have Sloper count the bucket and the foul for Xavier. Three-point play on the way for Sloper. Isaiah with 9 points. Could be the second Lumberjack into double digits tonight, and he is. We've got Gustav with 11, Sloper with 10. 39-32, a steal by Harold. Harold out to Sloper. Sloper from the right side. He's going to get mugged by, I think that was the freshman, Kim Staten. And that's foul number 4 on the Wildcats. And are they saying that was a shooting foul?
Yes.
I didn't think he was in the motion of shooting, but. So Sloper back to the charity stripe. Oh, that one bounces out on him. Cheney checks back in, as does the number 3 of Charlie Johnson and Drayden Taylor. I think it's the first time on the floor for Johnson. He's a senior. Second free throw coming for Sloper. Colorful shoes Xavier has. That one, oh, that was going to pop out, but it falls through. Xavier going to get Ribrick gets a breather. Year Out checks back in. So Gustav and Sloper with 11 apiece. 40-32, St. Mary's leads it. Lumberjacks with some backcourt pressure. Get it across to Honorlaw. Back out to the corner, Vendasius. Short corner. Jumper won't go. Cheney tries to put back. It won't go. Rebound to Gustav. Gustav kicks it back out. Sloper has it left corner 3 on the way, just off the mark. And we're going to get a rebound to Harold, and then Harold is fouled. And with 2 minutes to go in the quarter, the Lumberjacks in the bonus. That's a new one. I don't know if you knew about that rule with the fouls resetting every quarter now.
I have heard about that new law.
A new one this year is you can't slap the backboard. If the ball is on the way down or on the rim, they're going to call it a goaltending nowadays. So Honorlaw has 4 fouls. And Harold, 100% from the charity stripe. He hasn't been there a whole lot. I think he's either 1 for 1 or 2 for 2 on the season. And that one, the old broadcaster curse, you just say he's 100%, and then that one bounces out. Sloper checks out. Ribrick comes back in. Second free throw on the way. That one hard off the back of the rim, no good, but J.J. Yearout with the rebound. And then J.J. loses the dribble. 40-32, St. Mary's leads by 8, under 2 to go in the third. Lumberjacks with the backcourt pressure. Up to Vendasius across the timeline. Cheney looking for a quick break shot, can't get it. Lumberjacks defense gets back quickly. Cheney has it again, corner right side. Now down to the number 3 of Johnson. Back to the top. Right wing, Coburn. He's going to try a floater that's going to bounce around, miss, and the rebound going to be tracked down by Yearout. Yearout ahead to Gustav. Gustav feeds it over to Barta. Barta couldn't get up with the shot. He had double team coverage coming down on him. Now into Ribrick, and he puts it up and good. Again, the assist from Yearout. 42-32, 10-point lead. Three-pointer on the way by the Wildcats. No good. Rebound to Yearout. Yearout. Oh! That was a good look. Ribrick getting down the court quickly, but the throw a little bit long on the pass. It's a turnover on St. Mary's. That was a good attempt there at that kind of quick break opportunity, but they threw that, I think it was Yearout, threw that just a little bit too far out in front of Ribrick. Lumberjacks again, full backcourt pressure going on here. 3 guys in the backcourt with the 3 offensive players. They do break it. Three-pointer on the way. Knocking it down is the freshman, Kim Staten. Nice shot by him. 42-35. Going to get an open look for 3 from Rib. It won't go in. Rebound went to Taylor. And they get it out to Kim Staten. He'll bring it across for the Wildcats. Pad pass, though, going to be picked off by Barta. Back to Ribrick. Ribrick drives from the left side. Oh. Bad pass there by Rib. Drayden Taylor will take it the other way with the layup. And Yearout's going to bring it down next time around. He dishes it off to Ribrick. Ribrick makes up to the pass, or the bad pass with a bucket. The assist again from Yearout. Barta trying to get a steal, and Yearout jumps in there. He's going to get called for the foul. Then it looked like Yearout might have taken an elbow there on a little bit of contact as the guys were fighting for it. Yearout's going to get a breather. Sloper will come in with 3.6 in the third quarter. 44-37. Wildcats have it. Long 3 by Lewis. It won't go. I'll give Sloper the rebound, but St. Mary's has no time to do nothing with it. Fourth quarter coming. Still a tight ball game. 44-37. St. Mary's leads. We'll be back.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most. Help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back, and I've got to check to see who's checking in for the Lumberjacks to get this fourth period started. I don't know if there's any changes or not to the lineup. Kellogg will start with the ball. Taylor to Lewis to Cheney, working on the left side. Cheney to the corner to Vendasius. Three-pointer, nice shot by Vendasius. knocks that down over the top of Isaiah Gustav. It's 44-40. Lumberjacks lead it. Then to Speakman. Speakman trying to fight his way in. Shot is up, no good, but he'll be fouled. A little bit late coming on that whistle. The foul goes against Cheney. That's his third, and it'll send Speakman to the free throw line. Speakman, I believe, the only bench player to score tonight. 40% from the charity stripe for him. Actually does, I think, no, Harold has not scored yet. Free throw on the way. Too much heat on that one. It's going to look like it might fall in at first, but hit the back of that rim a little too hard and pop back out. Second free throw on the way. That one off the mark as well. And they're going to get a foul on Gustav on the rebound. Lumberjacks again with the backcourt pressure. Man, looks like a man press, I guess, is maybe what it would be called. Going to get a foul on Barta. Oop, trying to get the steal there. That will be Jack Barta's first foul. Kim Staten has it, gets it to Taylor, working left side of the floor. Taylor to Cheney on the wing. Now to Porter Lewis, top of the key, Vendasius. Now they switch it to the right side. Kim Staten has it, guarded by Sloper. Pretty good ball player for a freshman. Going to get a deep three by Taylor. It's no good. Going up high for the rebound is Speakman. Lumberjacks will bring it down slowly. Barta brings it across the timeline. Going to skip it up to Gustav. Gustav to Year Out. Year Out going to have a little step back, knocks it down. And apparently he didn't do anything illegal there. I think Drayden thought maybe he pushed off of him. Coming the other way, Taylor loses the ball. Turnover, Kellogg. Year Out's going to bring it down and jam it home. 48-40, St. Mary's leads. Taylor has it, right side to Cheney. Cheney spins around Speakman. I think Speakman got a piece of that. And Speakman got the rebound. Going to get it up to Year Out. Year Out gets an open look at three. Knocks it down from the right corner. Going to get the assist by Barta, and St. Mary's out by 11, 51-40 with a nice run to start the third quarter. Three guys in double digits for St. Mary's. Landon Ribrick, one bucket away from being in double digits. Year Out, like I said, had 5 at the end of the first half. He's now got 16. Sloper with 11, Gustav with 11, Ribrick 9, Jack Barta with 2, and Speakman with 2. 6 guys scoring. Most of the games so far this year, everybody that's come in off the bench has scored. Most of the games so far this year, everybody that's come in off the bench has scored.